essentially just let them out. And while working here, I thought I'd bring you guys along a little. And it's a nice day. It's a good day to... What is he doing? Um, quite often I'll let the horses roam around, especially in the yard when the dandelions come out, and I don't know what these flowers are. These are something else. Gorgeous little flowers. And so I just let them sort of roam around, and they figure their way out and around and all over the place, eating. Trim down the grass for me. And I got a video coming out a little later, but I've made a couple new areas. Nanner's got a new area to live in back there. You can see she's behind the shelter. And then of course the back area has been updated. Who's here? Jennifer Miller's here. Hello. It's great to be here tonight, she says, and I agree. It is great to be here. I'm going to chuck some horses out. I thought you guys might want to be along for the ride, whatever that means. Hello, Sue. I'm going to walk away briefly, and you guys are going to see some horses in the arena. And put you kind of like that. Should be good. Carol's here. Hello, Carol. I'll be back. Okay, since Roni is essentially roaming free right now, I think I'll just go get him and put him in as well. Because sooner or later he'll just come running over here, I think. Well, he's always excited to get out and see his girls. So I've taken to just working a little bit. Put him in first. He's usually no problem. And so we have a routine, a happy little routine. And that happy little routine involves him not taking off. And also involves one big hug before he leaves. Now, I don't know if that's, you know, are you going to see it in a Clinton Anderson video? No. Buck Brenneman video? No. You might see it in a Warwick Schiller. That guy seems kind of nice. But you're going to see it in my videos. Because I think hugging a horse is a good thing. And the routine is such that when I let him go with the rope, it doesn't mean I've let him go. I'm tired of horses thinking that they should leave because they don't have a rope on them. Because, just grabbing a chair here while I monologue away. Why not, right? Because I don't want it to be the rope that keeps them with me. You guys are a little high for me. I'm just going to lower you down a bit. There we go. And if it's the rope that holds them to me, it seems a little elementary. Like it seems a little bit, oh, jeez. All right, I almost knocked you guys over. There we go. And, you know, I like them to be around until I say, off you go. It's all good. And they draw to me not because of, so the groundwork that I was doing with him was the rope around his neck. And I've talked to you guys, I think I've talked to you guys. Have I talked to you guys about this? I feel like I've talked to you guys about the idea of when you do groundwork, it doesn't have to be just with the rope around their head. And because we do want them to have a little bit of liberty there, a little bit of availability to move their head around without us knocking on it, especially if you've got insensitive hands. And I mean that in a sense of not that you're insensitive as a person or you don't care, but that the sensitivity in your hand doesn't match the sensitivity of their face, which is usually incredibly sensitive, while our hands are used for so much building things and grabbing things and being, you know, kind of insensitive. Ruli's going to chase around Rue again some more. She's out of heat, so I don't know how much more she's going to do. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit for you guys. Anyways, so if I cough at all, you guys, it's because I just got out of the hay room throwing hay bales down. It is dusty work. So, which obviously instigated the video I just put up on how to fix hay bags. Yeah. So, when I'm working with Roni like that, or any horse like that, I want them to have a better understanding of what my body is saying, and not so much how I'm kind of yanking or pushing or whatever. Sorry, excuse me. On the rope, because it's too easy. In my, look at these weed eaters all lined up ready to eat weeds. Huh. Anyways, let's see who's here. So that's sort of the, anyways, before I get to that, that's the deal with that that work where I know he's going to leave. You saw, if you were here for the whole part where I brought him in, you could see as soon as I sort of checked out just the tiniest bit, he went to go leave, but then realized that the rope is still hanging around his neck because it wasn't on his face. And I think they're a little less sensitive around their neck, so they think maybe it's just there and it doesn't really matter. But I can hold a horse okay-ish if I've got him around the neck. You can't hold a really scared horse like that, though. It just won't work out. But a not so scared horse, they'll respond nicely. And so that was a weird roll, eh? Just one quick, and he's up. Maybe there's a rock, like a Princess in the Pea kind of thing. So there's a pea in the bed. Anyhow, so when I know he's going to take off like that, I can feel out of him. He's a little too edgy. He's looking like he wants to go. Whoa, holy smokes. Get him, Roni. It's playtime, you know. He says, get away from Ruli. Ruli's like, are you kidding? Ruli loves me. Oh, Rue's got a lot of energy today. Look at this guy. Love it when he gets playful like that. He has been more and more like this as the days go on, I think. It's just wondering why Luke doesn't want to play yet. Get him, Luke. Look at that. Just get away from my pig. No. Oh well. Anyhow, so by having him do a little bit of groundwork, and the groundwork because I'm not really forcing it per se. I'm just saying, hey, do this a little. Could you do this? And giving him a chance to kind of think it through. He has an opportunity to say, all right, I'll do what you need. And then when we're done, I take the halter off, and we've done it enough times, not so much on video, I guess. We've done it enough times where before I let him go, he gets a hug. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to do this or they should do it. I'm not saying it's the safest thing in the around. Oh, really is getting fought over. How about that? Um, but I like it. I try to do it with all of them. Gracie's coming along better, and Piggy's never been a problem. Luke's never really been a problem. Ruli's not a problem. You know, Gracie, the chestnuts. Those two light orange or dark orange, light brown horses. They're the pain. Here comes the good-looking guy. This guy's never a problem either. Rue's amazing. Oh, here comes Luke. Nope, he's just pushing his girls around. Okay, let's get who's here. Let's take a look all the way back. So we got Jennifer and Sue and Carol. Waiting at her computer, eating a brownie. I want a brownie. I love brownies. Yeah. Eating vanilla bean ice cream. I like vanilla bean ice cream as well. Danielle's here. Hello. Looks like a nice afternoon. It is. I think it's about 6:30 though. The sun is on its way down, but we do have some really nice sky going on. But yeah, we're 6:30 or so. I don't even know anymore. Barely keep track of time. Just like, well, the sun's going down. I guess I'll go in. Everybody's split apart right now. Gracie's weeding off to the side there, using her natural balance. Oh, what's Luke gonna do? Is he coming up to Rue? He might be coming up. Okay, who else is here? Ron's here. Hey, Ron. In Deep Cove. It's an easy one to remember because I love the place. Missy's here. Hello, Missy. Teresa's here. Hello, Teresa. Carla's here. Hello, Carla. Oh. Get him, Luke. Rube, punch him in the chest. Yeah, it's playtime. Here come the boys. All the boys are getting together a little bit. No, maybe not. Come on, Roni. You can do it. He's trying to draw really along. He says, come along. Let's just take a little meandering walk in the arena. Okay. Carol says, Gracie sure spices up the arena. Sometimes she does, yeah. And yes, Ruli's been out. This is Ruli's second time out today. I had the horses out this morning as well, but I thought, well, why not do another evening stroll around? The three that I've left in have had actually the most time out. They had a significant amount of time out. Whoa. Get him, Rue. Yeah, it's playtime, but it's weird. Moving on. Sidnalina. I think it's just Danielle or Dan, isn't it? I can't remember now. Anyways, hello. Looking at Ohana's long strides, but she's not in here at the moment. Ohana's still stuck up at the top. There, she's right there. Yeah. Luke's in though. Danielle says she was like, I was waiting for Ruli to get up. Yeah, well, you know, I think that when horses are rolling, it's a quiet time, and a lot of the horses around here respect that. And I think that's something to pay attention to, you know, where you kind of say, I can respect that. I can be quiet. Plus, really, I'm trying to be extra sensitive with. She's just up front here with Roni. So I feel like she'd be good for racing or jumping. No, Ruli's had her time. She's all done. She's all done. She needs to just be a nice, chill, quiet horse. She's older. She's around 23, and she's had her share of that kind of tough on the body uh, work done with her. Ronnie has some issues. Sometimes he does. Oh, thanks, Danielle. I think I did okay too. Rebecca's here from Vegas. Teresa has what? She can't stay long. Teresa, if you see this later, thank you very much. And as always, and I guess my open invitation has to take a rain check, but barbecue's always running. All right. Eleanor's here. Hello, Eleanor and Ida. David's here. Hey, David. Julia's here. Hello, Julia. Let's see. Jill's here from New York. Ooh, New York's having a tough time, man. I saw some news this morning. I try not to pay too much attention to the news, but boy, things are really progressively getting worse. It's crazy. The trees are budding nice. Yes, Carol, they are. You just lost your snow? I've seen some places with snow, and I cannot believe there is so much snow falling in some parts. We haven't had snow for quite some time, and yes, all the trees here and the grass and everything is just growing like crazy. It's pretty quiet. It's pretty quiet out here. Not a lot going on. Brenda's here from Indiana. I've got I think I've mentioned to you guys that I went down to Colorado, if you haven't seen, and hung out with Sean Davies, who does Mustang work. And they posted a few pictures, and I think they got a foot of snow or something like that. Holy. And I talked to him again about a couple other things, and in there was the weather stuff and whatnot. And he said, yeah, it's it's at some point it'll be a nice balmy day, and then the next day they got a big pile of snow, and it's supposed to snow some more. And I just thought, is that normal? April you're gonna get snow? No way. We've got gorgeous hot weather. I'm burnt. Kick 'em, Roo, kick 'em. Hey, it's a show just for us. Well, it's good exercise. Luke's on the go there. Just a nice collected little canter going on. That was looking good, Roo. Look at him. Hoppy Skippy. Luke just paces him nicely, just keeps up. It's just a dance. It's a funny little dance. These two. Oh, they're off. Way at the back now. Let's zoom in a bit. Whoa. Okay. And they've split. Amanda's here. Hello, Amanda. Do you think horses know what plants are poisonous for them to eat? Yes, some do. Some have a very good idea of what's poisonous, I believe. And sorry about the zoom feature of the phones. It's always such a mess. So yeah, I do think that horses avoid stuff that tastes bad, maybe from experience, maybe from learning somewhere. I'm not entirely sure. But I think naturally, because they have such a good sense of smell, they're going to smell when something doesn't smell good. And, maybe a bit bitter or something. Which is odd because they eat dandelions all the time. So go figure. Dandelions taste terrible. It's a very sort of bitter taste to those things. But yeah, I mean, horses do stay away from stuff that's no good, but not always, I think. And so it's always a good idea. I actually got asked this question today. Which plants are poisonous? Some people who have a new place and they've got some horses coming in and get them, Roo. Look at them. Push them backwards. Get them. Bite them. This is my coaching, my horse coaching. Level 6 horse fighting coach. Simple commands. Get them and bite them and kick them. and punch them. That's it. And it's combinations of that. Peggy's coming to break it up. Break it up, you. Oh, that's it. Rue yells out. Luke says, get moving, come on. And it's good playtime. Watching the boys is fun. I wish Ronnie would get involved again. He's just stuck with the girls. It makes me want to put Ruli back. Here they come. And off they go. What did you feed him? Somebody might say. Grass, you know, hay, some alfalfa. There we go. Allison's here. Rebecca's here. Did I say hello to Rebecca? I feel like I said hello to Rebecca. Maybe I did. Oh, stop watching the chat. Loves the addition in the back. Thanks, Rebecca. Me too. Wait till you see the next one. Or two. Bruce got a lot of juice today. It makes me want to just hop on and ride. Andrea's here from Ontario. Someone had caffeinated hay today. Yeah, Brian, I agree. I agree. Caffeinated hay. I dumped my coffee on it by accident, and that's what you get. So, Allison says, from Jersey, we don't have snow here. Like we didn't. So when we do, I like old. I don't know what that means. Yes. So as for poisonous plants, yeah. So the question was, what plants are poisonous? Should we check our field? Because it's kind of new to them, and they're going to get some horses pretty quick here. In fact, Skip will be leaving here in a few weeks to go there. And they said, well, should we check the field and make sure that, it's clear and stuff? And I said, absolutely. There are some plants that you just don't want around. You want to try to take care of. And they said, well, what about blackberries? I said, blackberries are fine. Well, they're worried about all the prickles. And I said, horses generally they'll go ahead and eat the leaves off of the blackberry plants. But they won't necessarily try to eat the stalk where all the prickles are and stuff. And they seem to kind of get a little bit poked by them, but doesn't bother them. And I have no idea why. Allison says she's like a kid. Me too. When it snows, I love the snow. Oh, Roni's coming in. He has no power, though. Nobody really listens to Roni anymore. It's interesting. On a side note, same people that I was talking to about that, they don't live too far away, and they said they're already seeing bears. Yeesh. It's a mama with 2 cubs. And he says yelling kind of sends them off on their way. And I said, well, that's good. He says he does have bear bangers, though. And I said, oh, great. Yeah. He says, how do horses react to bear bangers? I said, usually they jump out of their skin, like the bear does. I said the reaction's about the same. And I ended up recommending, I don't know if this matters, but I ended up recommending a pellet gun with CO2 cartridges. You don't have to put pellets in, but they usually make a pretty noisy noise. If it's just a small one, you can just sort of fire that thing off a bunch of times. A CO2 cartridge will last, I think, 50 or 60 shots or something like that. I mean, it's quite a bit. It's quite a while. And so I told him, I said, you could try one of those instead of one of those. You see that? Peggy moved for Roni. That's interesting. You try one of those instead of bear bangers, because bear bangers will blow your eardrums if you're not careful. They're loud. It's like a gunshot. Super loud. All lined up like good ranch horses that they are, except for Rue and Ruli. She's the wrong way around too. Olives remembers hey Olives. Anyways, she remembers the pear bears in your pear tree. The pear tree is starting to, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this at all. Nah, I'll do it in a better video. But the pear tree is starting to finally grow some leaves and blossom a little bit, little tiny flowers on the things. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Carol had a bear pull down all the bird feeders. Yeah, we can't keep bird feeders around here and stuff like things that attract rodents. And I mean, we've got enough squirrels as it is, and there's actually just no reason to feed birds around here. They eat the seeds from the hay. There's tons of food around here for birds, so we don't have to worry about that. I did have hummingbird feeder up for a while, but I lost track of sort of filling it up, and then it ended up just sort of gunking up. Yeah, so. Well, Rue's trying to wreck the bridge. Ooh, here comes Roni. He's moving in. He says, "Get out of here. This is my Ruli, not your Ruli." Carol says, "Our neighbors have taken some pictures of it, only came to our house in the night." Yeah, bears tend not to be out too much in the daytime. Although I've had them here, and I think I've shown some videos. But generally, yeah, nighttime is pretty much more active time for them. Especially the pair bears, because they were nighttime. So, Olive says, "Yeah, just tuning in. Happy to hear and see all the horses." Thanks, Olives. Happy to have you here. It's just great having you guys come along for just some horsey time. And Rue's down again. Look at this guy. He just loves rolling. But he's out of the pack or the herd, and everybody's down to the back. Gracie's a lone wolf as well, really. She just kind of runs around and weed eats. Everybody sends her on her way. He's down again. If you guys are noticing the picture is a little bit different, it's because I'm using my older phone. It's a little bit of a softer picture. Rue looks like he's kind of glowing. I don't know what it looks like to you guys. My other phone is almost out of juice, so I was like, well, I'll just use this one. It should be good. Peggy just kicked the ball out of the arena. It was at the top of the arena. I don't know how it got to the bottom. Gravity. My brain just said to me, "Gravity, stupid." Oh yeah, that's true. So with springtime here, lots of little things are kind of picking up and growing, and I don't necessarily mind the horses eating the stuff along the edge. Kind of helps because I don't have to weed it. But David says softer, especially compared to the wash station Lena setup. That setup is tip top, super sharp, really high quality. I'll be doing more of those as time goes on. I was going to do one today, but it just ran out of time. So many things to get done. So here we are, just watching the horses mill around, and I'm monologuing. But I actually have a few questions I was going to answer. So let's do it. On my latest video of doing, let's see. Danielle's out. It's been a very busy weekend. People are spending their tax checks. Hope you all have a nice evening. Watch the rest of this tomorrow. Bye, Danielle. And Allison. Bye, Allison. So, yeah, just got a comment from Kathy over on the fixing the hay bag. She says, "Who taught you to crochet?" Har. Anyhow, I had a really interesting question about hooves, so I thought I've answered it, but I think maybe I'll answer it here too for anybody that sits around and watches these live streams and you feel like listening to something. But the question was interesting. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, so I'll just say they. The person who does my horse does a bit of outside wall rasping. Say it is to make sure to open up the tiny little cracks so bacteria can't grow in there. It has always bothered me for the reasons you say, and this is on a video of why you should never rasp the outside of a hoof wall. If you guys haven't seen that video, if you're interested in hooves, it's a good one. I think I did a pretty good job. about talking about why to never rasp the outside wall. So they say, I'm not an expert. Should I be concerned? What would be your response to someone who says the cracks need to be opened up? Thank you in advance. Looks down. Here comes Gracie. She needs a hoof trim. I'm gonna do her feet pretty soon here. So my answer to this kind of a difficult question. And the reason it's difficult is because I can't see. So it's very hard to make a judgment call on something that I can't actually see. Let's zoom out a little because they're awfully close. And so I said that. I said, well, I can't really make a judgment, but I can say that tiny little cracks in hooves happen. Tiny little ones. I think they ended up following up with a term called grass cracks. I don't know what a grass crack is. They're probably the same thing as sand cracks or some other micro crack of some sorts. And to open them up so that bacteria doesn't grow is, I don't know if I'd go so far as to call it absurd. Roni, what are you doing? You little bonkers horse. I don't know if I'd call it absurd, but it's definitely some form of overkill for whatever problem that somebody has determined is going on. Micro cracks are just separations, little tiny separations of the tubules of the hoof wall. They happen, but it is highly unusual to see them go beyond the first millimeter or so of hoof wall. I mean, even half a millimeter. It's a small amount. So the idea that you should then weaken the hoof wall and take off the exterior protective coating that sort of brings its way down. And a lot of people who scrub their horses' hoof walls to get rid of what's called the periopal. And to remove the periopal, which is a very thin, it's kind of like skin. I don't know a good way to explain it. I'm not sure actually of the composition of the material that is there. These two are just cute. I just have to follow them because they're just kind of a little bit adorable to kind of cruise around together. But anyways, the material that runs down from the coronet band, which is the hairline of the hoof, that runs down to about 3/4 of the way, because when they're walking along, they wear off their own periopal naturally, just from walking through sand or dirt or whatever. And so to take a rasp, a file, and then you guys see Lena way down at the, she's way down at the back there. Way. She's like in the new section. They're rolling back there. They're pooping back there. They've cleaned out all the weeds. Here she comes. And to take a rasp and sort of, not only, are you, because you're indiscriminately opening the cracks by rasping off everything. If you think about it, it's an imprecise solution to a problem that isn't, there's no science that says it's a problem. There used to be some videos done by Pete Ramey, and I've seen them, I've watched them. I don't think he advocates it anymore. But he advocates it a little bit for deep ones. But he would micromanage these cracks, and he would open them up, and then he would put his cream, oh God, what was it called? It was triple antibiotic cream mixed with athlete's foot cream. Pete's Goo, it was called. And so Pete's Goo, it was something that people used on thrush and probably still do to this day. It's sort of effective. And he would open up the crack and he would mush that stuff in. But micro cracks are normal. And if you end up just sanding off the whole outside of the hoof wall and effectively removing all of the barrier. What's Gracie doing? Why's she standing like that? She hassling Peggy. She doesn't want to get too close. There we go. Yep. Peggy, bite her. This my horse fighting training in place there. But if you back on the subject, if you rasp off not only the hoof wall but the periopal as well, personally, I would believe that because you're taking off that hard outer wall, even if it is just a hair of it, you actually would likely start to introduce more cracks as the underneath layers have to re-harden. And during that time, that horse is traveling around. Look, ruin Luke. Bite him in the ear, buddy. You just end up with probably perpetual cracks, which then causes you to continue to rasp off more, to continue to get more cracks, to continue to look. This is what you got to do. I'm not doing enough. I might as well do more. And it turns out, really, in my opinion, you're probably just making it a lot worse. And there is, in my opinion, now this is just me, although I don't think I'm alone, but I'm going to say this is just, what is it, Gracie? What can I help you with? I'm going to grab her a carrot. Hang on a second. Grabbed a sweater too. The skeeters are out a little bit. Monique's here. Hello, Monique. And Timothy. And Sarah. Sarah says, to elaborate, my mare had them on their own, and if I would have cut into her hoof, I would have made it worse. Yeah. So, let's see. Timothy says, is rasping the same as filing in terms of not doing it to the wall? Yeah, rasping and filing is the same thing. A rasp is just a really rough file. Hello, Monique. Anyway, so I got the carrots, but no horses. So I'll wait till she comes back up. So the outer layer of the hoof wall, I think, personally, I think is really, really, really important. And I always advocate never touching it above maybe an inch or so. And I also pointed out in the comment, I put a post. I don't know how many of you guys bother with Facebook and other social media platforms, but I put a post up on the Facebook page of Stable Horse Training, and it was an example of a horse that had what's called white line disease. And I don't know if anybody can find that and stick the link in here, maybe. Uh, I don't know if they'll. David, I think you're the only one who can do it because you're a moderator, but I can't because I'm stuck in the app, so I can't do it. But if you if you were to bother, go over to Facebook and look up Stable Horse Training. I think the second to last post is the one I put in about the hooves, and it was white line disease, and it was essentially white line disease is where there's rot in between. Yeah, I know you don't. There's rot in between the what I call the inner. What do you guys want? Can you see carrots in my hands all the way from there? Do you think they can see this far? That far? That's a long ways away. Who's here for carrots? Monique saw it. All right, Monique. I don't know if you can chuck it up or not, but anyways, it doesn't really matter. But the visuals of it is really important in my opinion. And essentially, it shows a horse that had rot in between what I call the inner and outer hoof wall. And oh, Roni, be nice. Be nice. I'll have to come over there. I think they smell them. Yeah, horses are very, like I said, and the wind is coming from a little bit behind me. It's coming from the northwest. And right now they are southeast of me, so that makes a lot of sense. But I don't know. Maybe they smelled them. Maybe. Roni, stop it. That's enough. See, I stood up. You better leave her alone. It's a very special horse there. Somebody else is going to give you trouble too. So, yeah, skeeters are out. I don't know how much longer we'll continue this, but we'll go for as long as possible. So, anyway, so there's a before and after picture. And the before picture is what you can see is 2 layers of hoof wall separated by rot, pure rot, like just black, really gunky looking sort of material in between the two. Well, they've given up on me. And the second one is 2 months later, and you can see it's quite. I think Ruli's going to yell at Gracie. Let's see what happens. The second one is very clear. It's a very the hoof, the 2 layers of hoof wall are together again, and I think that rasping the outer wall, which I can prove has been done on the other feet, ends up causing stuff like that. So, yeah, never do it. Let's see. Monique says, do you have any bears around? Not right now, but my neighbor, one of my, well, far away neighbor, he's like 10 minutes away. What have I got, you guys? Who wants a carrot? What an adorable little horsey. Okay. So anyway, so that was sort of my answer to it, and I think it's a good question that came through, and I wanted to sort of reiterate it that at some point somewhere. Although I've already done a whole video on why you shouldn't do it, but I might do a follow-up. Peggy, look at how dirty Peggy is. You see her go by with all that dirt on her? She likes rolling in her new area, so she just turns into a muddy horse. I agree, Ida. It's not showing up at all. It's weird. Too bad David's not on face. I'm just kidding. I'm joking around, buddy. Settle down. Settle down. Just joking. Look, here comes the good horse. Hi, Gracie. Would you like a carrot? Come here, silly. Look, it's a carrot. Hey, let's do that again. Carrots? No carrots. You have to not react. Ready? Carrot? Okay. Try again. Would you stop reacting? All I'm doing is jumping down. Here, you can have this. It's a little nibble. Okay. Well, that's better. Yeah. Try again. Oh, good girl. Okay, this is a big piece. Can you get it? Okay, just take the whole thing. Hey, Luke. What? Carrot. Bite it. Here comes Piggy. Come on, Piggy. I've got one more over here. You've had enough. You're good. Okay. Yeah, you guys are just bringing mosquitoes. Mosquitoes everywhere. I should get some fly spray. I'm just gonna grab some fly spray. Okay, we're gonna find out whether or not my training stuck. Let's see if this zooms out at all. Nope, that's the best we got. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay, you're first. Come here. Come here. Should be better. Okay, you're next. What you got on me? Come here. Good. Okay. No. Okay. Stay. Stay. It's not working. What about you, Piggy? Piggy, you stop. Here you go. true. I know, I know. What a chore. Okay, everybody's sprayed down. Caught Ruly and everybody smells the same. Okay. What do we got going on, you guys? Well, I got Gracie. She was sort of adverse, but if I can get a hold of her. I forgot about Rue, didn't I? He's so far away. I'll be right back. Okay, everybody's sprayed now. Fly spray is expensive. At least the good stuff is. Okay, everybody's sprayed down. Carrots aplenty. What's going on here? Crazy horses. DD David says, you said in an earlier video that Haley wanted to grow stuff. You should some potatoes. What about her growing some carrots she could pull and feed to the horses? That's a great idea. Yeah, we do want to do more gardening. There's a lot of things to do around here. Great. Yeah, Gracie wasn't so good with the fly spray there, but she got it. Is this spray organic or with chemicals? It's chemicals. Yeah, I don't know of any good organic. I mean, a lot of people use sort of watered down vinegar. Look at the trees. They're all red. The sun's going down. Gorgeous evening. I don't know of anything that really works that well. I wish I knew of something that worked really well. But yeah, the stuff I use is sort of a little, anything water-based is so ineffective, I found. I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully there's something out there that works. You guys are sending emails about the link. Mosquitoes everywhere. Carol says her Appaloosas love to be fly sprayed. He hated flies on them. I think Rue's like that. I went to go spray him and he was totally cool with it. Amanda says, how do you teach them not to kick when you grab their tail? Well, I teach them to like me so that kicking me just isn't something that goes through their head. And that's kind of a weird sort of way to put it, isn't it? If you hear me clapping, I'm squishing skeeters. Let's see. When I first got Gracie, where I was first going to go get Gracie for that matter, it was hard to catch her and stuff. And so I ended up trying to pull her tail and having her yield to it a bit. And it was sort of effective. And the second time I went there to go try it out, she ended up sort of kicking out. But it's really unusual for a horse to be able to kick past the length of their tail. And you can see it coming. Also, usually if they're going away from you, they're not really kicking too much. Usually if they're coming towards you, they might be kicking. But you just try not to get them afraid. You try to just work at it slowly. So you get them to a real calm place and you just sort of hang on and hold. I did a couple of videos about it, probably in a live stream, which makes it hard to find. I feel like I've done something. I don't know. Look for a horse tail pulling or something on this channel. I think anyways, maybe I'll try to do something specific if I haven't. But yeah, you essentially just do it quietly and slowly. And you can teach almost any horse to yield with their tail being pulled. I did it with Roni. I think I did the example with Roni because I'd never taught him before. And he picked it up pretty quick. Horses that are really calm and they trust you and they want to work with you and stuff like that generally don't take very long to get it figured out. Can you guys hear the birds? If I shut up. It's so nice. Yeah, and then you just keep sort of pulling or giving a little bit of pressure until they yield, and then you can scratch their butt or something like that, so that when you are back there, it's something really good. Because a lot of horses like their butt scratched or their legs or something a little bit or top of their croup. They love it. So I'd suggest doing that, and then it's very, very unlikely they're going to give you a kick because they'll be looking for you to be there. They won't be looking to make you go away. If they're kicking you, they want you to go away. So you want to do everything you can to have them think to have you there. So that's probably my best suggestion in that regard. You guys are having trouble with email. David's email is olives. Thanks, olives. Carrot seeds for Haley. That's adorable. We'll pick some up. I actually just ran out of carrots too, so I got to pick up some more of those. But thank you, olives. I'll let Haley know directly as well. She'll probably be super excited. We can. There's a plant store just up the road that's open. Surprisingly, they were super busy yesterday. Yesterday or the day before, parking lot was packed. It's not that big of a place, but they'll sell carrot seeds for sure. So I'll see about that. You see that? What happened there? Did Luke get in the way of Roni? Is that what happened there? Roni was going to chase Rue off, and Luke steps in, says, "Roni, stop it." Did that happen? Or am I just anthropomorphizing it? It's weird. Anyways, thanks, Olives. Ron says, do you ever give them apples? Yep, do. We don't have any apples at the moment. It's probably why not, but once in a while people bring a bag of apples or a box of apples. I've had a few people bring boxes of apples, like just second grade ones or something that they were given to them or something like that. And so we'll cut them up. Sometimes feed them whole, but it's pretty messy when you feed them whole because you end up chomping it out of your hand and then you got apple juice. So the better route is to just cut them into quarters and then they eat them. They just suck them up whole, kind of idea. Too bad email's not working, but if you get it figured out, that's cool. There's got to be another way to do that, but anyways, yeah, that link is pretty good if it gets worked out. You guys are great. Thanks for working on that. But yeah, apples are good. Very healthy. Horses like pears, apples, carrots. Those are the main ones, obviously. Gracie. What is it there, little one? She's pretty adorable. Oh, she's out. Nope, she's just scratching. No more carrots, she says. What's going on around here? It totally ran out. You guys ate them all. Watermelon, that's true. Yep, thanks, Carol. That's true. Watermelon sometimes goes over well. Oranges, eh? I've never tried oranges before. It's an interesting one. She's a nice looking horse for surezies. Well, the Skeeters are getting a little bit worse. I think what I will probably do soon, zoom all the way out, sit you guys up like that. I'm going to double check food. Just give me a few minutes and I'll be right back. You guys can stare at Gracie standing here gracefully. But these Skeeters are really coming out. Bothers me probably more than the horses, maybe, I think. Missed that one. Okay, I shall be right back. You guys can stare at this gorgeous horse. Look at her. What is it, Grace? I don't have any more carrots. I can't help you. I don't even have apples. No. You need a squishy scratch? Can I jump down and you not freak out? Oh, I'll come. Do it. Here. Come loop. Punch it. Punch it and punch it hard. Come here. Something more. You're just a big sweetie now. What are we going to do with you? What do you want? What do you do with me? Okay, checking food. here, Ronnie. You're such a big turd. Don't come over, you're not getting me. Okay. Here we go. Okay, clean up in here, please. A little bit of leftover alfalfa for these guys. I don't know if you could see me feeding them a bit. Just a few little strands on the ground. Clean up. All right. CH says my gelding loves oranges. I think I was just covering that when I left, but I've never heard of a horse eating oranges. I might give that a try. DD says in Orlando they used to make citrus feed from all the orange peels and pulp at the Minute Maid Coca-Cola plant. You could smell it for miles. Oh, I bet it smelled kind of good. Penny, hello, Penny. Ruli and Rue, they do okay together, but Roni's kind of come in and taken over a bit. Cattle and horses help themselves to all the low-hanging oranges in the pastures. Wow, that is super interesting. Monique says, I have a recipe for mosquitoes. Half water and half cheap mouthwash. Pour in the spray bottle. You can spray on your clothes or on the ground around you. Wonder if it would work on horses. No. Cheap mouthwash isn't very organic though, is it? If we're concerned about organic, which I'm not. But I'd still get concerned about water-based ones, because water-based ones just sort of fall off, washed away, things like that. Oil-based ones seem to stick better. But I'll try anything. Who knows? It might work out. Bite him, Gracie. Right in the ear. These guys look like they're a little bit hungrier. Let's just give them a little bit more and then might start putting everybody in. Hang on, Peggy. You guys are making a mess. Hey. Back up. Oh. Okay, there's way too many mosquitoes around here. You guys are attracting them all. Yeah, you can't hang around with the horses. They seem to just the smell sort of brings the mosquitoes around. Monique says there's alcohol in the mouthwash. Yeah, there usually is, and then alcohol just sort of evaporates, though. You guys still can't get the emails worked out, eh? Yvonne's skin so soft, it's supposed to be good to keep off people, but I don't know if it could be put on horses. Hey, there's Tina. Hello, Tina. What a treat to find you and the furry kids here. Love seeing your new paddocks. This is such a different and welcome world you kindly offer us. Thank you. You're welcome. You're very welcome. I love sharing the horses. It's a pleasure. Great to have you here and enjoying them with me. I get to share all these guys just goofing off. But the skeeters are kind of coming out and the sun is starting to go down. We've been at it for an hour and 20 minutes, so yeah. Let's see. Let's start with Ruli and Rue. I'll leave you with these three amigos. And I'll start putting in a couple of horses, I think. good friends. Well, horses are easy to catch today. Don't know why. Probably just ready to go in. You can see here I've got Rue just around the neck, and I'll regularly practice this. Whoops, hang on. Camera's failing us. And sort of be able to just, whoops, there we go. So he wants to eat, so I'll just bump, bump, bump. And it's a little bit of practice of having it kind of go around their head a little bit. This is not going to turn out, is it? Okay, there. And instead of it just being on their head like I was trying to say at the beginning of this live stream, I want to be able to get their attention, not just with bumping on their nose or something. So we just bump, 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 bump. It's still still a bumping, but good boy. Wait, don't eat. Bump, 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 bump. There, and up. There. So you kind of sort of work on bits and pieces. Come on, buddy. Bump, 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 bump. Can't be too hard on them. The grass is probably pretty tasty. Bump, 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 bump. And bring him along. He says no. There. Now you just kind of be quiet and nice about it, and they get used to it pretty quick. Let's take off the halter, which is now covered in root hair. See you later, buddy. And off we go. Well, the next horse is obviously Roni. Look at this guy. Yeah, the sun is going down. Ron's out. Good night, Ron. So I'm not looking back on messages just yet. So I'll leave you guys here for a second. Hey, buddy. Over next. Luke's coming. Guess we don't want to smash into the camera, do we? Okay, Luke. I'll be back. Just drag you guys along. What the heck? So haltering, you know, you can get them good with not having to capture them around the nose. It can be really helpful for times when you might have a little trouble getting them because they're eating grass and you got to go get them from the field. But you can get something around their neck, but maybe not their face, and then be able to lead them around by the neck. Go that way, Rons. And it's just a bit at a time, you know, we just keep practicing, practicing, and practicing. Thanks, buddy. Okay, I'm just going to drag it over the top. There you go. Look at him sort of check in, and you can go if you want to. He's just making sure it's cool to go, and then he goes. Because usually I leave him. Remember, I've got the phone here. But usually I'd give him a hug before leaving, and that's our routine. As I was saying at the beginning of this video, if anybody has been here that long to watch this whole thing, Muir's dog always barks at that. So that's it. So yeah, Nanner's got a new spot to go hang out in, which I'll explain in video soon. Look at these two, just waiting to go in. Now I'm going to be efficient about this, but there's no way I'd be able to do it with the camera in my hand. So you guys can just, you'll have to just watch from afar. I'll set this up. I'm going to grab 2 horses at once. I'll be back in a second. That's it. All tucked in for the night. Yeah. Taking 2 horses around can be dangerous. Everybody's, it's all, sun's gone down most of the way. Anyways, taking 2 horses around at the same time can be dangerous because you could sort of cross the lines or have one sort of bothering the other horse to where you're I gotta get these things organized, to where you might have one under control but you won't have both, and getting the other under control might cause the other one to get out of sorts. And so if you're going to practice taking 2 horses at the same time, especially when you're giving them distance like I do, because plenty of people lead horses. We've already talked about this a gajillion times. I don't know if I go over it again too much, but a lot of people hold their horses really tight to their face, thinking it gives more control. And there's a lot of successful work done that way. Ronnie's just chilling out. But when you lead them from a little further away for safety purposes, not getting run over, then you have to be cautious of where they are and how they are. And if you watch a lot of trainers at events and stuff like that, none of them lead their horse in. I mean, the ones that are doing maybe a little bit more Western or something. I don't know, I don't watch a lot of English shows, but if they're leading their horse in, they're not holding them on their face, they're holding them from a distance. And if they have more than one horse, 100% I've seen, they hold them from a little ways away. So you have to be cautious that they don't get tangled up and stuff. So if you're going to do it, you start with a couple of really good horses, one in each hand, and that's where leading practice comes into play, where you teach your horses to lead on either side, and when they lead on one side and your hand is there to kind of hold them, they should stay on that side. They shouldn't weave back and forth behind you. And that practice will take you a long ways when it comes to leading more than one horse at the same time. So, quick tip, I don't know. Anyhow, the sun is definitely on its way down there. This is my evening shot. It's a gorgeous night. Tempting to chuck the drone up, but I don't know. Anyhow, any questions? Penny's out. Thanks, Penny, when you see this. CH says, both my horses lead with just a rope around their neck. That's good. That's really handy. Let's see. CH says, I'd asked about riding my gelding bitless. Did that the other day. He's very responsive. Did great. Even when a dog came running out, I'm barking, spooked, but I got control very easily. Great. Yeah, good. That kind of stuff is, you know, once you start doing it, it tends to kind of come easy. God, that's just a nice night. Because you got to walk them around in a halter anyways, right? So if you're going to ride them, you should be able to do it in a halter as well. And I always say, well, people always ask, well, how do you do it? And I just say, I don't know. I just do what I'm doing already for groundwork. I feel like something was on the rocks. Nope, nothing there. And so, yeah, it should just make sense and it should go well. So good for you and keep up the good work. Let me know how it goes. It's interesting. All right. Such a long, hard day or hard work. Thanks, Rebecca. It's just my day, you know, get up and it's just what you do. And to be honest, sharing the horses it's a really nice thing to be able to do. And a lot of people say so many good things, like yourself. And the situation in the world a little bit sort of demands a little bit of extra strength and a little bit of sharing from everybody who has something that other people want, whether that's nice walks in nature, whether it's horses, dogs, cats, cat videos, whatever, right? These things that cheer people up, comedy shows, music, things like that. So for whatever this is worth, being able to share the horses, it's great. I can, you know, be some happiness, or the horses will be some happiness for people. For me, it's, you know, that's a really good thing. And then just take a break and it's all good. Everything works out. Gorgeous night, eh? All right, Ida, you're welcome as well. Thank you, everybody, for coming on in. It's been great having you here. I'm really happy to have you guys along. Phone just told me it's 50% battery left. Holy cow. So I will see you guys in the next video. I'll probably try to put one up. Rebecca says, can she have Rue? Rue's not mine to give. Rue is not mine to give. He is a gorgeous boy, though, isn't he? I really like him as well. It's going to be a grainy bit of picture there because it's getting darker. But Barb says, watching your horses bring me a peaceful feeling. And so does CH. Yeah, Thanks, Ida. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, if you, like I've said before to people, if it brings you peace watching them, man, I can't describe the peace that I feel being around them. And so I'd like to be able to share that, just a bit of it, as best as I can. So, anyways, again, thank you everybody for coming on in, and I hope you've enjoyed this one as well. And we'll see you guys next time, a little bit later, hopefully. If I ever sit down at my desk again and show you guys what's going on over there and a little bit down at the back and all kinds of good stuff. So I'll see you then. Good night, everybody.